Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny Taken King video. And in this video, I want to bring you guys another 10 reasons to be hyped for the Taken King. If you saw Bungie's live stream yesterday, then you'll know that it was packed full of loads of awesome information, a lot of which I have already distilled into videos on the channel. Things such as swords being a new weapon type, exotic blueprints, ghost shells, shader collections, increased vault space, and also how the new light and level system works. So if you haven't seen any of those, then make sure you check them out, but there is still a lot more to talk about, so I'm going to try and get some of that into this video. So let's get started. First up at number 10, you can now change the weapon that you are carrying in the tower. Yes, that's right, simply by being in the tower and pressing the exact same button that you would press if you were in the open world, you can swap your weapons. You can do that on the fly, meaning you can go from primary to secondary to heavy. And obviously in the case of this character, yes, the swords that I mentioned, you can also wear these in the tower. Swords are a new heavy weapon type, so in the same way that you can equip a rocket launcher on your back, you can also equip a sword. I know for a fact that the second I get my sword, that is the only thing I am ever going to wear in the tower. Next up, the Cryptarch in the Taken King is not going to be quite so annoying or quite so useless because, yes, he is actually going to sell legendary engrams. Now yes, obviously you still use him now to decode your engrams, but besides that you don't really buy any of the engrams from him because most of you are max level and you have no need for blues and greens. But in the Taken King, as mentioned, he will sell legendary engrams, which will obviously have a chance to give you good items. Sure, they might end up rubbish, but at least it's a better chance than before. Then coming in at number 8, field test weapons. You can now borrow weapons from the gunsmith, you can then take them into the world, you can go and kill stuff, and then when you bring them back, they act like bounties. Completing these tests will give you reputation towards the gunsmith. Yes, that's right, the gunsmith now has a reputation level, and when you get to certain thresholds, you'll actually get quests from him, and you'll also unlock different things like different foundry orders. Speaking of foundry orders, that brings me nicely onto number 7. Arms Day. When the Taken King comes out, every Wednesday will be known as Arms Day. This is the day that the gunsmith will deliver weapons that you have ordered. Basically, once you hit the right reputation threshold, you'll be able to purchase these different foundry orders, and these will result in a guaranteed weapon. When you hover over them, they'll actually tell you what you're going to get, so it's not random, you'll actually know exactly what you're after, and then once you order it, a week later, on Wednesday, on Arms Day, he will bring that weapon for you, and you can collect it. Then moving on to number 6, Legendary Marks. Now Legendary Marks are the brand new currency in the Taken King that'll be replacing Vanguard and Crucible Marks. Legendary Marks are basically these two combined, and you can use them to purchase both Vanguard and Crucible items. And while you can only hold 200 of these account-wide at a time, there is no limit per week on how many you can earn. So once you've spent those 200, you can simply go out again, complete some activities, and then get more. Then moving on to number 5. When the Taken King comes out, obviously there will be a whole host of brand new weapons, and these will be known as Year 2 items. And if you dismantle any Year 2 item, they will result in Legendary Marks. Now there was obviously some confusion online, so just to clarify, Luke Smith said on Twitter that you will only get Legendary Marks if you dismantle Year 2 items, i.e. Taken King items. If you go and dismantle some of your old legendaries that you're holding right now when the Taken King comes out, they will not give you Legendary Marks. That being said, I would still wait until the Taken King comes out before you dismantle anything just in case, but either way, that is what we have been told. Moving on to number 4, Faction Allegiances. So you will no longer need to go and buy a faction specific class item and wear it at all times in order to gain reputation for that faction. Instead, you simply go to a faction and you pledge your allegiance. That way, once you've done that, anytime you then complete Vanguard or Crucible activities, all your reputation will go towards that specific faction. When you pledge an allegiance, you'll have to wait at least 1 week before you can change again. So you can't go and pledge an allegiance one day for New Monarchy and the next day switch to Dead Orbit, you will have to wait at least 1 week. Moving on to number 3, Infusion. Now Infusion is basically a new option that allows you to take Year 2 items and upgrade them to be sort of like better items in Year 2. Effectively, let's say for example you get a legendary weapon say from a foundry order, and it's a really good say Suros pulse rifle, you like it, but it doesn't have the highest attack stat. If you then go off and complete some other activities and you get a higher stat weapon, which would obviously ordinarily be better than that weapon you have, you can then infuse this weapon by basically consuming the better weapon into the not quite so good weapon, and it then consumes the stats of the better weapon and upgrades your weapon of choice, in turn making it more viable. This is kind of the closest thing you'll get to like a transmorg system, whereby you can effectively keep items that you like the look of, but still improve them to make them viable end game. The idea behind this is so that you can actually have some variety end game, and so that everybody doesn't still have to wear the same items or the same gear in order to have the highest light stat. Moving on to number 2, Shaxx will now give you weekly bounties and quests. As mentioned in one of the videos I put up earlier, Shaxx will have quests which will kind of like act as an introduction to the Crucible, but also the weekly Crucible bounties I spoke about will come from him. You have to complete the first 5 in order to complete the 6th, but once you complete the 6th, it'll give you unknown rewards. However, those rewards are not quite so unknown. They said in the stream yesterday that while obviously you don't know exactly what you're going to get, they are Nightfall tier rewards, which means the kind of sort of things you would typically get from Nightfalls like legendary weapons or exotics, those too can be earned from the weekly Crucible bounties, which means for the PvP players out there, you actually have a legitimate activity you can complete for guaranteed rewards like Nightfalls. And then finally coming in at number 1, brand new dances. Yes, I put it right at the top because clearly this is the most important thing out there. We obviously knew about this, given that we do actually get some of these with the collector's edition, but either way we actually got to see these in the stream the other day and they look so flipping awesome. And that, my friends, is it. Those are another 10 reasons to be hyped for the Taken King. If you guys haven't seen any of the videos I put up yesterday, then make sure you catch up because there's loads of really cool stuff you need to see. And obviously make sure you keep it locked to the channel for all the latest Taken King news. Thanks again for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.